Alrighty, movie and series lovers, welcome back. If you watched MV Season 2 and thought something is off, you're not crazy. Let's talk about it. Well, it's not that trash, but it's not good either. So today we're doing something rare on YouTube. We start with what's up, then we talk about what actually works. By the way, this video is not promoted by VOD. Let's talk about how Season 2 started. Because honestly, the first 3 episodes are boring. They don't tell us anything important, just a lot of pointless stuff. It genuinely feels like nothing is happening, like you and your girlfriend. Slow pacing, no direction, no real goal. And I know, they clearly wanted to explain how the God U students escaped Almira. But I didn't like how they did it. There are so many unexplained things that I was so honestly confused. Like, am I watching GMV or are my creepy neighbors spying on me? Weird though, the first 9 minutes felt like I accidentally started the show in the middle of the season. I was sitting there wondering if I missed an episode or something. They could show certain events, but even with that, there were better and clearer ways to handle. And there are many pacing problems in this season. Season 2 has moments where it feels like the writer said, what if nothing happens for 20 minutes? And I've personally seen too much filler. Some scenes exist just to remind us characters are traumatized, Gen V and stuff. Tension sometimes dies before it peaks. And don't get me wrong, I love these characters, but sometimes they make choices so dumb. You'd think both personally handle their IQ. Characters ignore obvious threats. Secrets that should be revealed aren't. Drama that exists only because nobody wants to talk. Characters sometimes have sister stage power. Yeah, the exact opposite version. Like instead of super intelligence, they got plot convenience stupidity. Because if that were me, I'd be gone, like forever. Sayonara, bitches. I would have escaped, disappeared, changed my name, changed my ID, and never even looked at God U again. Look like it's just a dude. After all that trauma, experiments, and secret underground nonsense, you're telling me to go back? Just return to campus? At that point, it doesn't feel brave. It feels illogical. And look, I get the gory stuff. That's Gen V. That's the universe. But what's with the penis jokes everywhere? Not even joking anymore. It's like overusing your mama jokes on your grandpa who already has PTSD. At some point, it stops being funny and just feels desperate. Like the show is trying way too hard to remind us it's edgy. Oh yeah, the unnecessary cameo. We got this big intro for certain characters, like it's about to be a huge moment, and then they show up for 2 minutes and disappear. Take Starlight, for example.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy.
Hyped entrance, big expectations, and then nothing. Blink and you miss it. And then the latest episode comes in and does absolutely nothing. All it says is,
Oh, I made a mistake bringing you back to God U. Wow, sister stage, you son of a bee. You got me. You win. 1-0.
is that it? That's the big move? Because at that point, I'm just sitting there like, what the hell did I just watch? And what all about that Homelander high? We see it over and over and over again. Sister Sage mentions him, calls him, teases his involvement. The show keeps dangling Homelander in front of us like something big is coming. It's like being hyped all night for something epic. And then at the last second, you're told, yeah, never mind. Maybe next time. Come on, I really thought we were about to get an insane, heroic, unhinged Homelander moment. America's favorite psycho. But instead, nothing. It's all foreplay and no pay. Alright, I've got way more issues, but GMV Season 2 is basically a weakness compilation. So let's speedrun this. And Edgar cameo, pure fan service. Shows up for one episode, says few things, saves the others, and then just disappear. 5 minutes of screen time, which is still longer than some of your longest relationships. And then he's gone while Caius is breaking loose. It felt like a fan service, just to keep people watching. Marie and Jordan, zero chemistry. And of course, Marie's power jump makes no sense. I mean, how did Marie suddenly turn into super goddess? I get the Odessa incident, sure, but nobody explains why she suddenly has healing power. And whoa, Sister Sage knows everything except the obvious. You're telling me that Sister Sage, the know-it-all, somehow predicts every single move. She knows everyone's plans, reactions, probably even Marie's period cycle, but somehow she doesn't predict betrayal from Godolphin, the guy who's been with her this whole time. Remind me again, what's her power? Oh, right, intelligent. And hear me out, this is probably the biggest issue. Godolphin follows a clear, smart plan all season. Outsmarts everyone, moves carefully. Then the moment he healed, he suddenly starts making stupid decisions. So you're telling me that the man becomes worse after being fixed? And the final fight was a letdown. I was waiting for a real final fight. A struggle, something intense. Finally, something exciting. Instead, we get the mind controller, a guy who can control people from long distance, who was literally homeschooling Cypher remotely. And somehow he struggles with Marie. This man could control any army, but doesn't control the strongest soups, doesn't control her friends, doesn't run away and control everything from a safe distance. Nah, he just stands there and fumbles. I mean, I like this guy's confidence. And this is the craziest part. He hates weak soups so much that instead of focusing on the real threats, he wastes his time trying to kill them. That's not ideology, that's just bad writing, bro. Imagine that I predicted the ending before Sister Sage, and Sage didn't. And to be fair, Gen V Season 2 does have some good parts. I actually enjoyed the acting of a few characters, especially Cypher. Every time Cypher appears on screen, he generally creeps me out. He has that silent and predictable lethal vibe. Smart, evil, weird in a good way. Honestly, I really wanted a better ending for his character. He deserved more, because the potential was there. But overall, if you're asking me whether you should watch Gen V Season 2 from start to finish, don't. Not worth your time, even with the connection to the boys universe. Just watch a recap and move on. I'll give this season a 5.9 out of 10. And I'm being generous for the sake of Godolphin. This season did not need 8 episodes. It should have ended in 3 or 4 max. And that's the biggest problem. Too much runtime, not enough 5.9. And if you don't want to end up useless like Cypher, comment below which show I should review next. Comment below which show I should review next.